Okay, so we're going to talk about past simple tense today. What I would do is that first I will be talking about the usage, like when do we use past simple tense, okay? Then I'll give you the formulation, that how would you make the sentence, how will you make, like what is the formulation of past simple tense, and I will also give you some examples. So if you're ready, we can start. So guys, the first usage of past simple tense is that we use past simple tense to talk about all actions that were completed at a certain time in the past, that were completed at a definite time in the past, right? So anything that you completed at a definite time, maybe it was yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, or maybe at 8 a.m. last Saturday. So anytime, right? Anything that you completed at a definite time in the past, whenever you want to talk about that action and you mention the time as well, that when did you do that, okay? There you use past simple tense with the second form of the verb, right? In affirmative, we use second form of the verb. For example, she visited her relatives last weekend. Okay, so you see that there's a word last weekend. Okay, or I went to my office yesterday. That's another sentence. I went to my office yesterday. Or she finished her dinner at 8 p.m. Let's say that it's 10 o'clock right now, but she finished her dinner at 8 p.m. Or they watched a movie last night. Or I completed my graduation in 2007. So guys, in all these examples, the verbs that are used, they are the second form of the verbs. Okay, so you know that there are different forms of the verb. What do? We use second form. For example, go, went, gone, going. So we use went. I went to my office yesterday. Write, wrote, written, writing. We use wrote. Play, played, played, playing. We use played, right? So when it is an affirmative sentence, that means you are saying that you did something or somebody did something. There you use second form of the verb in past simple tense. And when do we use it? We use past simple tense to talk about all actions that completed at a definite time in the past. That's the first usage. The second usage of past simple tense is that we also use past simple tense to all actions that were completed in the past. That means we started them in the past and we finished them. They have nothing to do with the present. Okay, they have nothing to do with the present. For example, I learned English in Allahabad. Or I worked in Barclays before HCL. Or the teacher explained the lesson clearly, right? The teacher explained the lesson clearly. Or she cooked a delicious meal for her family, right? Now, in these sentences, you don't have the time, right? In grammar language, we call them the adverbs of time. But these jobs, these work, they were started in the past and they were finished over there. They have nothing to do with the present. Okay, so the first usage of past simple tense is that past simple tense is used to talk about all actions completed at a definite time in the past. The second one is that we use past simple tense. We also use past simple tense to talk about all actions completed in the past. Okay, now we can also use, this is the third usage of past simple tense, that we can also use past simple tense to talk about our past discontinued habits. So our past discontinued habits, मतलब guys, जो आप करते थे अब नहीं करते हो, right? जैसे for example मैंने कहा कि मैं बचपन में रोज क्रिकेट खेलता था. So I can say that I played cricket every day in my childhood. There are different arrangements as well. Like I can also say that I used to play cricket, or I can say I would play cricket. But today we are talking about past simple tense. So I would say that I played cricket in my childhood all the time, or I played cricket every day in my childhood, or she called me every day when I was in problem. She called me every day when I was in problem, right? So whenever you want to talk about something that you used to do, कोई चीज आपकी आदत थी, अब वो नहीं है, right? There you can use past simple tense. Okay. Now guys, let's go for the formulation. How do we make sentences? So for affirmative, what do? We start with the subject, यानी उस वो इंसान जिसने काम किया, subject. Then as I said that we use the second form of the verb, second form, right? Then we use the object if there is an object in the sentence, and the complements or other words, whatever you want to call. Okay, so for example, that I taught English, I taught, I subject, taught second form of the verb, English, that's object. So I taught English in my class, right? So subject, second form of the verb, object, and the other words. This is how that you make the affirmative sentences. Now let's go for the negative. For negative sentence, guys, we use did not. Now what is did? Did is the helping verb for past simple tense. So for negative sentence, we use did not. But with did, we don't use second form. We use the first form of the verb, the first form, right? So the formulation will be subject, then did not, then the first form of the verb, object, and other words, right? So for example, I did not eat my dinner yesterday. You cannot say I did not eat my dinner yesterday. You can say that I ate my dinner yesterday, but you cannot say that I did not eat, right? It should be I did not eat. Or you can say that she went to college at 9 p.m. She went to college at 9 p.m. But you cannot say that she did not went to college at 9 p.m. There you would say that she did not go to her college at 9 p.m. Right? So say like this: I went to office, I did not go to office. Are you with me? Now let's talk about the questions. So guys, for questions, we start with did. Did, then the subject, then the first form of the verb, object, and the other words. Okay, so let's say that did you speak to him that day? Did you speak to him that day? You can't say that did you spoke to him that day. What is a spoke? Spoke is the second form. Speak, spoke, spoken, right? For example, did you complete your homework? Did you complete your homework? Okay, now you can't say that did you completed your homework. You can say that I completed my homework before I slept, or I completed my homework with him. But you cannot say that I did I complete it. That is wrong, right? So you cannot use the second form in the questions, or as I said, in negatives and questions. So whenever you are using did, right? Whenever you are using did, you would be using the first form, right? मैं एक जोक कहता हूँ कि did और first form की friendship है, और did और second form की दुश्मनी है. So you can't use second form with did. Like in negatives, as I told you, that you can't say I did not went, right? You would say I did not go. Same thing goes for the questions as well, right? You would be using the first forms. So let's go for some examples here. First, affirmative. Let's say that we met the project deadline last month. We met the project deadline last month. What is met? Met is the second form of meet. Now, अब let's say कि हमें ये कहना हो कि हमने पिछले महीने प्रोजेक्ट की डेडलाइन मीट नहीं करी. So we did not meet the project deadline last month. Or अब हमें कहना हो कि क्या हमने पिछले महीने प्रोजेक्ट की डेडलाइन मीट करी. So did we meet the project deadline last month? Or the HR department conducted many interviews. The HR department conducted, second form, conducted, right? This is an affirmative sentence. So the HR department conducted many interviews. Negative बनाते हैं. The HR department did not conduct many interviews. अब आपने देखा यहाँ पे conduct हो गया. It's not conducted. Question पे आते हैं. Did HR department conduct many interviews? Okay. अब guys एक question और भी होता है जो हम question words के साथ बनाते हैं. We use the question words like what, where, when, how, right? So, for example, that how did you speak to him? How did you speak to him, right? Where did you go with him? When did you complete this work? Whether it is an open-ended question, that means you have the question words, or it is a closed-ended question, you would be using the first form of the verb, the question. So let's revise. We use past simple tense to talk about all actions that were completed at a definite time in the past. I went to my office yesterday. We also use past simple tense to talk about all actions that were started in the past and they were finished. They have nothing to do with the present. For example, I learned I learned this language in Allahabad. And we also use past simple tense to talk about our past discontinued habit. For example, I played cricket in my childhood every day. That's, guys, this is past simple tense, guys. Right now, I want you to make 5 sentences and write them down in the comment. Right? I hope that you will do that, guys, and I hope that you have got it. Okay. Thank you so much for taking time and watching this video. Right? If you like it, just press the like button. Thank you so much, and I'll wish you good luck. Bye.